Hi friends! If you want to check out the newest released from Fenty Beauty, the Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer and Cream Blush, then please keep on watching. Hi, my name's Alicia. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for clicking on my video. And if you are returning, well, thank you for visiting me again. Kinky Sweat stands for my kinky hair and sweat life. I'm a fitness professional who loves things all movement and boutique. If you want to check out what I do in between the makeups, again, head over to my Instagram. Timestamps will be down below for any of the portion of the video you wish to see. We're doing product details, demos of all 10 cream blushes because I bought all 10 during the Sephora sale, as well as do some comparisons with the other bronzer cream products and say hello to the sun that will continually be in and out of this video. I might be a little warm, might be a little cool, you just never know. Like I said, I bought these during the sale so I could knock off 20%. The reason why I went overboard was because if you were waiting for a review or you just wanted to see the shades in action, I wanted to give you all 10 shades. Yes, did I want all 10 shades and I'm using that as an excuse? Absolutely. I also bought 3 cream bronzers, so we will be demoing these as well as comparing them to my Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate palettes. I have foundation on right now, but I'm actually going to take it off. I'm going to use my face halo throughout this video because there will be a lot of applying and reapplying. I do not have the Fenty foundation, and when it did first come out, the soft matte formula, I was a fan, but I wasn't into fragrance free like I am now. And I have to say, when I tried their hydrating version, it's just both that and the soft matte just way too fragrant for me. I was like, I can't do this, man. Let that moisturizer soak in, and why don't we get into some product details. Here is the compact. It looks like the powder bronzer compact, except now it has the cream lettering on there. The cream bronzers retail for $32. You get 6.23 grams of product or 0.22 ounces of product. You have a suggested shelf life of 12 months, and this bronzer is made in Italy. We're looking at the shade Macchiato, and here is the compact. You have the white frame, the cream product, and a beautiful mirror with the Fenty Beauty lettering on there on the bottom. For the Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer, we're looking at $20, but for 3 grams of product or 0.1 ounces of product. Now, this likens to the size of a deluxe mini. For instance, this is a mini bronzer that I got in one of those sets with the, I think it was like a mini stick highlighter, and people were surprised, but you assume that what you see online is going to be the same size as something you already own. But if you don't look at the weight, yes, it's likely you will assume that, but if you see that it says 3 grams, most likely it will be much smaller than the bronzer compact. We also have a same suggested shelf life of 12 months, and it is also made in Italy. And it pretty much looks like the same as all their powder product compacts. You got the white all over as opposed to the bronzer compact, which is just a beautiful copper gold. You have the mirror inside, and very small mirror, but I appreciate that it at least is edge to edge. You know, I could see my whole eyeball in there. Let's quickly get into the swatches. I decided to get Macchiato, Hunnie Glaze, and Teddy. I know I'm having a shade identity crisis. I had always thought I was tan, but as I had let the tan, whatever existing tan I had on me, just fade away, and my true skin tone came to surface, I realized that I'm more like a medium. Here are all 3 creams, but just to make note, in my Teddy, there's a little bit of a spot, and there's a little bit of, there's like a lint on there. So I'm not too sure if that's just the product was getting moisture. I'm not too afraid about it. Of course, if my face melts off, then I'll let you know. As far as that, I think it's okay. What is this bronzer formulated to do? Well, a light as air, non-greasy cream bronzer that effortlessly melts into skin for a natural looking bronze or soft contour in a range of no fuss shades for all skin tones. We're looking at 7 shades in all. The lightest is amber, and the deepest is 7 in toffee teas. Let's start out with Macchiato, and this is for light to medium skin tones, and that is the first shade there. This actually could work for me. I mean, that's why I wanted to do Macchiato, because, you know, I know, I'm sad about it as well. Next up, we have Hunnie Glaze, and that is medium to tan. Hunnie Glaze is hella warm. It does have an orange hue to it. Let me pull you in a little closer. It does have an orange hue to it, and Macchiato seems a little more neutral, but that's why I wanted to try those shades all together. And lastly, we have Teddy, and this is for tan skin tones. This is almost like a yellow brown that kind of reminds me of the shade in Illuminate. While we're here, I'll quickly swatch the Tom Ford shade in Illuminate in 01 first. And I have to say that the Tom Ford has a little more emolliency, and I think you just pick up more with your finger, whereas I feel the Fenty is a lighter texture. It's definitely a lighter texture. It's not as intense as the Tom Ford. And here is the shade in Illuminate in 02. Swatch it here. Oh yeah, so this is like the deepest I have out of all the bronzers that I purchased. And just as I suspected, it looks like Teddy most closely resembles 01 intensity. Just to make this ultra quick, I am sweeping on my Tom Ford foundation stick in Tawny. Using the Fenty foundation brush in 110. I have to say, I don't use this often, but when I actually do, I forget how nice it is to blend in your foundation with. That's enough. I also purchased their new addition to their brush collection, the 125 face brush. Is very soft, and I really like the shape of it. It's angled and it has nice thickness to it as well, and it seems that the bristles are pretty even cut, and I feel just really intuitive to use and ideal for these cream bronzer formulas. Let's go in with Macchiato first, and that is the, I believe, the light to medium 03 shade. I'm gonna tap some onto this brush, use the mirror provided, and tap that on. I like that. I like this tone a lot. I knew when I swatched this that it was going to be a nice color for me, and I really appreciate how it's blending. Very lightweight, as the description mentioned, and also I feel ideal for anyone who is wary of using cream products, if they feel it's going to be a disaster, or they won't know what to do or how to blend it in. It blends in pretty seamlessly. Excuse me, we're going to ignore that. And I find that this brush, I mean, I could use another brush just so you can see. I could use my Pat McGrath brush, for instance, if you want maybe more of a concentrated placement of color. But I like the Fenty brush because it's dense, but it's still fluffy enough that I feel it blends out the product when you work it into the skin. And I think it's pretty foolproof in terms of application. Now, the more you blend, the less effect you're going to get. So that's why I wanted to get the Honey Glaze and see how that looks. I'm gonna give the 125 brush a wipe and go in with Honey Glaze and start punching that in. And yes, this is a lot warmer than a Macchiato. I really like this brush, fam. I mean, you know how I go on about my natural hair brushes from Japan, Fude all the way. But I have to say, when it comes to cream products, however, synthetic reigns supreme in that the fibers don't absorb the product like natural fibers do, and you're more successfully able to apply more of the actual makeup on your skin. All right, so this is the Macchiato side. You see it's a lot softer in hue, and this is the Honey Glaze side, which is a lot warmer, maybe giving you more bronze type of vibe than Macchiato. Macchiato, I think, serves for me more like a contour shade, which I don't mind, I gotta say. I'm gonna just wipe this section off. Oh, Tom. Now in with Teddy. Same brush. Let's pat that in. Oh yeah. Oops. Whoopsies. Definitely is giving me a little more color. This reminds me of Intensity 2, but I feel like when you swatch it, it looks more Intensity 1. I think it's a little more, dare I say, it's deeper obviously, but I think there's a little more yellow of an undertone than what exists in Honey Glaze, which is a lot warmer in tone. I didn't want to powder so you guys can see. Let me put down the exposure, just how this lays on the skin. Now, of course, sans that, I actually really like how it wears on the skin. Of course, this is a first impressions. I just got this package in today, so I'm not sure on the longevity, but I really love how it applies. I think it's pretty foolproof, and whatever favorite synthetic brush that you have, I think you should be good to go. Now, if you wanted to quickly see how these do under powder, why not? Let's take a stab at it. Gonna take my Chikuhodo F01 brush, and you know what? I'm gonna apply Island Ting on top of Teddy. Oh, that's very nice. That definitely enhances it. I mean, you see it even more so now. Yeah, I mean, I'm bronzed. And let's take a look at Beijing Gal over Honey Glaze. That's really nice as well. Honey Glaze definitely warmer. Teddy, I feel like neutral yellow. Neutral yellow, maybe? I know, I went a little overboard, don't mind me. I think these are nice shades. I would wear all of them interchangeably. I would wear them under different bronzers interchangeably. And for the most part, on this first impressions, fam, I actually really love the formula. I think it's very easy to use for those who are scared of cream products, specifically cream bronzers or cream contours. I think you would have a fairly easy time applying these products successfully. Now, just because of the area of the face, I feel it's an awkward hand position to apply cream bronzer with. That's why I would suggest that you use a brush. However, I'm sure, I mean, given the texture of this cream, is very lightweight, and even rubbing it on my finger here, it doesn't feel like it dries down still emollient. That it does dry down somewhat, and really nice to apply powder on. It doesn't look patchy. It doesn't latch on weirdly to the powder when you apply it on top. So I'm very happy with both the application of the cream bronzer alone and with powder application over it. All right, let's take this off, start from scratch, and let's try on these 10 cream blushes. All right, first cream blush to try is Cool Berry. Let's see here, Fuego Flash, Petal Poppin, and Strawberry Drip. They're all out of stock. They might still have them on fentybeauty.com, so check there if you need Cool Berry in your life. Soft mauve with a shimmer. Oh, that's pretty. Feels pretty consistent in terms of texture with the cream bronzer. I'm gonna use the 125 brush. I really like the shade. I don't really see the shimmer a whole lot, so if you were weary of that, thinking it's gonna look glittery and chunky on the skin, I mean, if anything, I think the shimmer is there to add a little bit of radiance and luminosity, perhaps. Fuego Flush, soft tangerine with shimmer. I actually have the Mimosa Duo, the Mimosa Sunrise, on standby because I feel this will be a really nice shade to pair with Fuego Flash. You know what I'm saying? Take some of that. I'm gonna place it a little higher on the face. I'm gonna use my finger too, because I keep forgetting. I mean, you can certainly use tool or fingers, but I feel people are more inclined to use their fingers with blush cream products simply because you could feel the apples of your cheeks more, maybe a little easier to do. And it does work the product beautifully into the skin. That is Fuego Flush. I have to say, it disappears on me a little bit. And I'm glad the sun's going away just so you can see any remnants of the color left behind. It's very light. You can see like it give a mango type of hue on my face, but probably one of the shades that needs to be layered. So you see that a little better, yeah? And who knows, why don't we put on a little bit of the Mimosa Sunrise? I'm gonna use, what brush should I use? I'm gonna use my Surratt cheek brush. Take some of that and just whip it on there real nice. Oh yeah, see, now you see the fuego. You see the fuego. All right, so keep in mind, I did apply the Mimosa Sunrise on top of Fuego Flush, so that's why it's coming forward a little more. But you can clearly see that Fuego Flush is probably the ones that need to be built up on you. If you are my skin tone and you want to wear it as a blush, you definitely have to build it up. But if you're deeper than me, you probably could get away with this as an highlighter because this is such a beautiful tangerine shade that can serve as a highlight. And if you're lighter than me, maybe this is not the color for you. I'm not too sure how that would translate on lighter skin tone when it comes to these tangerine types of shades. I'm doing a cocktail of Dior and Tom. I am so sorry. I did not read the description. A light as air, non-greasy cream blush that instantly melts into your skin for a wash of color and natural looking blush in 10 easy to use sheer shades. Where did our girl, glam girl Chelsea, read that you could wear this on the lips? Perhaps those instructions are on the Fenty Beauty site. And it looks like all shades are available on fentybeauty.com as well. Ah, here we go. We got a lot of details. Okay. This is blush the way you've always wanted to be. Easy to use, impossible to overdo, and in a lineup of shades designed to enhance every complexion with a youthful glow. A light as air, sweat, and water resistant formula. I'm assuming the same with the cream bronzer, without feeling sticky or greasy. Apply with fingertips or the face shaping brush for a healthy looking flush on cheeks and even lips. Okay. Got it. Next up, Petal Poppin. It's a soft baby pink. Ooh. Oh, this is nice. I like this shade. And it is pretty effortless to apply. If I were to apply with my finger, it just melts into the skin and really, again, intuitive to apply. Hello, are you going to focus on me? So that is a nice flush of color. Bikini Martini is a soft bubblegum pink. Looks like it's a little cooler than Petal Poppin. See how that looks on this side. This is my third time applying Bikini Martini because I want to really build it up. And hello, you're too dark now. It looks like Petal Poppin is a little more, as you see, like a warm pink, and Bikini Martini is cooler in hue. And this is how they look together. This is Petal Poppin and this is Bikini Martini. I would say if you really want to add on the color, I'm adding on more than I would usually because I want you to see the difference between the two. And it melts into the skin really nicely. The same experience I had with the cream bronzer. It doesn't sit on the skin. It melts pretty nicely there. You can see that the color is left behind and there's a nice radiance to it as well. And I think you can see it better now how Petal Poppin again is warmer in hue and the Bikini Martini is a little more cooler in hue. Next up, Crush on Cupid is a soft, cool pink. Looks like there's a little more punch to this one than Petal Poppin. Can't believe I'm using this small mirror. I can just see my cheek. Yeah, this has, I think, more color richness than Petal Poppin. Petal Poppin is nice though, because I do love that soft pink type of a deal sometimes. That's nice. Next up is Strawberry Drip. This is a soft coral pink. Looks like to be a little more on the red side. I'm gonna pop that up. Okay. Okay. I have to say though, despite how intimidating they might look on the photo, I feel like they blend out pretty easily and they don't look that crazy once blended on the skin. Here we have Crush on Cupid, which seems to be like a stronger pink than Petal Poppin, maybe more of a medium pink. And Strawberry Drip you see is more leaning on the like actual flush side, which I really like as like a summer color and I think really effortless to use and apply. So when you open these, you see that there's some moisture in the compact. I think that's fine and I think that's just par for the course when you're manufacturing a lot of cream products. That moisture will eventually develop in the compact. I don't know if you can see it here. There it is. I don't know if you can see it, but that's what it looks like before I swatch it. Daiquiri Dip. Ooh, soft coral red. And I am wiping my brush in between swatches. Oh boy. Okay. We're in. We are in. Definitely if you are deeper than me, this is probably in and around the shade you want to go. I would say Daiquiri Dip, Strawberry Drip are both really good to go with. And I would say Crush on Cupid if you want it to look more pink on you. But this, I mean, whoa. This is my Tom Ford cream foundation brush just to kind of like take it down a notch a little bit. Ooh, this is the one that I have been dying to try. Dying. Drama Class. Soft Violet. I cannot wait. I saw the promo pics. I'm like, how? How does this shade look so gorgeous? I think because despite it looking purple, it has like a pink base to it. Yep, it's almost like a really intense plum. I love it. I freaking love it. Are you kidding me? I think it is so unique. And if you wanted, you can combine it with Petal Poppin, which is like the lighter pink out of the bunch. Take some of Petal Poppin and take it right like near the nose. Oh, that's fun. I like it. I don't know about you, but I think drama class is fun. It's just different, right? This is like typical. You see this a lot. But to see like a violet like this on the cheeks, I think that's really pretty. We're down to the last two, fam. I will take this opportunity to put something on my lip because they're feeling neglected. Let's go with Crush on Cupid. Oh, I like that color on the lip. Is it nice? So soft and bubblegummy. One of the other shades I was anticipating is the Rosé Latte. That is a soft bronze nude. Ooh, I like this already. Any blush that says it's nude, I'm like, yeah, all the way. I'm gonna pop that on. Oh, this is, maybe I could have applied this more like here on the hollows of the cheeks, but it's okay. Ooh, I like that a lot. It's definitely more brown in hue and not your traditional pink, but I like that. It's like a nice escape from your typical, the majority of the shades that we've seen on the cheeks already. Oh, my bad, I skipped over one, but now it will be the last one. We are looking at Summertime Wine. That's a soft berry with a shimmer. Oh, that looks like fuchsia. Oh, we got, this has a lot more punch, so I'm starting higher on the cheeks. That's pretty. I like that a lot. I mean, it has a lot of punch. Maybe if you're my skin tone or lighter, higher on the cheekbone. If you're deeper, beautiful flush with this shade. So you got Rosé Latte here, which is a softer nude type of a hue. Summertime Wine on this side. For fun, let's apply one of the bronzers. How about, let me see here. I'm gonna go Macchiato on the Rosé Latte side. I'm actually going to use my Refer brush. I forgot the number of this. This is their flat top foundation brush. And I just want to tap it right into the hollows of the cheeks. And also, why not? I'm going to pull you in a little closer. I'm taking Pat's medium brush and pulling Macchiato across the crease. So give us a little something. And why not? I want to actually apply... what color? I saw Alyssa Ashley's thumbnail. I didn't see her actual video yet, but I think she applied some of these on the lids as well. I think this is Bikini Martini. No, Crush on Cupid. Crush on Cupid. This is Teddy on the other side. I just want to see how these cream bronzers and blushes work together. And you see, I mean, it looks a little intense, especially because Summertime Wine is one of the deeper shades. It's, I think, the deepest, well, alongside, what is this one called? Daiquiri Dip. What's the super red one? How does Teddy look on the crease? Oh, I like that. I like Teddy on the crease. Why don't we do it the same thing on this eye? I'm gonna put Teddy here. And Rosé Latte with my Chikuhodo T6 brush. This is undyed goat hair, so you could use this with cream products. But I felt that this is a good shade to apply as maybe like a standout lid shade. Taking my little pat brush here with the same Rosé Latte shade under the lash line right here. Why not? Let's take a little Fuego Flash on the inner part of the eyes. So it has a little bit of a that. To be even, I'm applying Teddy here with my Refer foundation brush. And if you feel like you've applied too much, you take the foundation brush or even sponge with the leftover foundation and just to kind of buff that color down. Strawberry drip on the lip. Now I feel like I gotta apply some mascara. And here's a finished look with what we got. Summertime Wine, Rosé Latte, Teddy on the hollows of the cheeks as well as the crease, Fuego Flush on the inner corner. We have Rosé Latte on the lids, a little bit of Crush on Cupid and Strawberry Drip layered on the lip, some mascara on, and that is a wrap. Oh, actually, no, I lied. Why don't we apply one of my favorite highlighters, Me Money and Hustler Baby, just on the subs of the cheeks, just in the very the very tops of the cheekbones. Now the look's complete. What can I say? I enjoyed applying these products. Now, this is a first impressions, and really the role of this video was to be a swatch video. If you are wondering how the shades looked, if you're around my skin tone, maybe a little higher, maybe a little lower on the scale, that you can kind of tell which shades are going to work best for you, which ones you know you're going to love and you know you're not going to get any use out of. Same thing with the bronzers, because it's so hard to tell online, even with the shade descriptions and the photos provided. Although they're beautiful, sometimes they don't look really realistic, and that's why I wanted to try on all the blush shades for you. I wanted to try the 3 bronzers because I think any of these 3 bronzers can work. I think if you want to lean more warm, go with Honey Glaze. If you're me and maybe a touch lighter, you could go, ooh, I almost dropped that. You could go with Macchiato. That's going to be the softest kind of bronze hue out of the 3. If you want a little more depth, a little more warm, definitely go in with Teddy. But I feel these melt into the skin, and you don't have to worry if you get a shade that's going to be too deep, because I think you can blend it out. So if you're around my skin tone, I think any of these 3, excuse me, I feel any of these 3 can really work out for you. Now, do I have a favorite? It's really hard to tell. I love them all. I love them all for different reasons, but I really actually like the hue of Macchiato. I wish there was just a little more to it, but I understand this is for light to medium, so it's hitting a good portion of the skin tone spectrum. But I really love the shade. I love that it has like a neutralness about it. Honey Glaze, although warm, I could deal with it. I think this is still, although it looks warm in pan, it blends beautifully on the skin. And Teddy, I could probably mix with any of these. I think this will be like a nice little bumper, if you will, if I wanted a little more warmth, a little more sculpt from these cream products. Now the cream blushes. I have to say, if I were to quickly go over that, my standout favorites are definitely Crush on Cupid, which was the more medium to deeper pink here. You have Drama Class, which is the violet shade that I just freaking love. I don't know what it is about this. I think it's so fun. In addition to Cool Berry, the first one we applied, I have to say, I really like that one. And Strawberry Drip, as well as Rose Latte. I like those a lot. I think Rose Latte is a nice double up shade. You could use it as more of a bronzer, or you could use it more as a blush. Summertime Wine is fabulous. This is actually what I have on this side. It could work for a lot of skin tones. I think the standout quality about these products is how easy they are to use. Foolproof, I think really approachable for a novice. Not only for Fenty, but just using cream products in general. They are buildable. So perhaps on the first application, you'll see a lot of color. They do blend out, but if you want more color, then you probably have to find yourself layering the product to get the saturation that you're looking for. Now, a couple of notes on the texture. This has been hanging out on my skin for a little bit. There is, I wouldn't say it's tacky, but there is some bounce to the skin. There is some radiance to the skin. If you are oily, then I would suggest that you powder. So let's say I would use something very lightweight. For instance, the Pat McGrath powder, or even the Charlotte Tilbury powder, or your favorite loose powder. If you want to cut down some of the shine, but you want to still see the skin show through, or the blush product show through, I think this is a great way. First, you apply your cream products, and then you lightly dust your favorite pressed powder or loose powder, just to cut down on the texture a little bit. And I still feel you have your cream products left behind, but if you want to layer them on, let's say, I don't know, we'll go in with the crazy color. I want to go in with Drama Class. I think these cream products layer really nicely over powder. If you decide to, if you forgot, you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot to apply the cream blush. It's good to know that these layer really nicely over powder. And you can see, I think, the color a little bit better, and dare I say, maybe influences the texture to dry down a little more soft matte on you if you are oily. This is Petal Poppin. I think that's really nice and something good for me, because sometimes I just forget to apply my cream products before I set. but I think that applies really nicely on top of powder. Now granted, Pat's pressed powder is amazing, but the texture is really nice, and I just feel layers really beautifully over your foundation, your concealer, or now that we just discovered, your powder. And this is how we're looking on this side. And if you have more than one color, you can combine them in any which way. Again, I hope these swatches help in you deciding which shade you would think works best for your skin tone. I know it's still hard even in front of natural light, and the natural light today has been insane, but maybe you can get a better idea of what shades will be best for you. Overall, I'm really happy with my purchase, and I will actually recommend these products for anyone who is looking to dive into cream products. Definitely less than the Tom Ford, less than, I don't know, Glossier. I've never tried Glossier, but I'd rather have a cream product in a compact design. I think it's just easier to travel with, it's easier to use, you don't have to squeeze anything out and the back of the hand, and then you got da. No, it's just all there for you. You can go in as many times as you like. But I gotta say, friends, I really like this brush. I love how it just flares out a little bit when you apply it on your cheeks, and it presses the product beautifully in. Not only with the blush, but the bronzer as well, because it's a really nice angle design and just nudges right there nicely into the hollows of your cheeks. So again, let me know what you think down below, and until then, fam, that is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another review, tutorial, cheeks out video, get ready with me, or nightly live chit chat. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.